And how are we getting on? Are we well, lads?
Hmm.
I'm good.
Jeez, we're
Good.
looking well. We're looking well. Thomas here with the haircut, and Dre over here, fresh. Um, so today we're joined by Dre Miley. Dre, how about you introduce yourself?
I'm Dre Miley. I'm an MMA fighter out of Knoxville, Tennessee. I have an 8-5 record,
Nice.
and I'm a husband and a father of three.
Good things to be. So, what was your introduction to MMA?
Well, I had a very serious car wreck. I lost my eye when I was like 17, and with my family telling me that I had to get up and do something. I can't feel bad for myself. I can't quit on life. I was watching TV, and I ended up stumbling on a UFC fight. I think it was Rampage versus Vandalay or something like that. And I was like, man, that'd be kind of cool to try. I was like, I would like to try that, with growing up the way I did, fist fighting and, boxing with your cousins and stuff like that. It seemed like something that I should try out. So I went there. I went to Google, see if there was any gyms nearby, if I could try it. And next thing you know, I found the gym that I'm at. And then here I am 12 years later.
Fuck man, it's cool. I don't know if you watched was it the Ariel Helwani show, the MMA era, and he was talking to
Thomas, you're gonna
Rampage.
have to talk louder.
Oh sorry, am I? Apparently Rampage Jackson's gonna come back for another 5 years apparently to fight. I
No,
don't
I
know.
didn't know that. I
Yeah.
knew he was trying to fight Shannon Briggs. I knew that in a boxing match, but I didn't know he was trying to do MMA again.
No, he's coming. I think he was boxing anyway, but he said he'd also like to come back to MMA, I believe. But I think the boxing fight with Shannon Briggs is happening, which is first of all huge, man.
Yeah.
Shannon Briggs is I don't know about that guy. I like him, but at the same time, he kind of gets annoying during those YouTuber fights.
Yeah. I understand that. It's the day and age we live in now. Is everybody's trying to fight a YouTuber.
Fuck yeah, man.
Are you? Have you tried?
I have not. I'm not up to speed on those guys. Like I only know of like the Paul brothers because everybody talks about them. I've never tried to even reach out to a YouTuber because I don't know any. So
I don't think they'd be in your weight class either. You're bantamweight, right? And those guys are fighting at like light heavyweight weights, I think.
yeah, they don't have any small YouTubers out there trying to do anything. Maybe I can pick a fight with a rapper or something.
There you go.
It's not a bad idea.
Should we know a guy? He used to do like comedy skits in Ireland, and then he challenged like an Olympian to a boxing match for like a Irish charity. So anyone can do it. Anyone can do
Yeah.
it. But yeah. Um. So the obvious question, like, do you reckon it's been a disadvantage having just one eye in the fights?
It's not so much of a disadvantage now as opposed when I started, because like before, like when I started fighting, depth perception was hard. Like I could not hit anything. I couldn't hit a barn if I was standing right in front of it. That's how bad it was. So now it's getting better more and more, and I can actually manipulate things now a little bit better than what I can. So it's working out. What used to be a handicap is now seems to be the best thing, because whenever I fight, everybody is going to circle to the left, but now people have stopped doing that. So it seems to be working.
I mean that's good. Like, but I can hardly imagine it because I know the only other fighter I can think of who's done anything like that was Michael Bisping, and he was
Mm-hmm.
going in there. The eye wasn't gone, but it was basically gone. And then, did he continue fighting with a glass eye, Thomas?
He did. It was the second half of his career. I want to say, was it Vitor? Somebody he got in a fight with, and it broke his orbital bone, and he took time off, and he had to get, an eye specialist to sign him off and all that good stuff. So whenever he won the belt from like Anderson Silva and everybody, he technically did that with one eye, and he didn't release it until after he was done fighting.
That's fucking crazy.
I know, right? All with a prosthesis too.
It's just really weird with some fighters, like they'll go in and not announce an injury. Like
Yeah.
Conor McGregor said he had like some kind of fracture already in his leg when he went out there. Khabib fought his last fight with a broken toe.
Mm-hmm.
Just weird shit like that. And obviously Michael Bisping, no way. Um, yeah, but I suppose this is like your full time thing. Like you can't really recover from that, but you're going out there every time So, do you reckon it changes the way you train?
No, not really. It's just I know that it's there, and I have to, at least protect both of my eyes at all costs. So it's a heightened sense. So like, yeah, I know my eyes is here, but I have to accommodate my game to where it fits, to where there's little to no damage that I take from it.
Mm.
So it seems to it is the game. My game now is a lot better for it now, because used to I'd be like, let's go striking. Like I'll just willingly just stand up with somebody, or I'll wait till someone strikes with me. But now I'm not going to do that. There's no need to do it anymore because I know what I'm strong at.
And what would that be?
Ground game,
Yeah.
wrestling. If I can wear you out, and I don't have to worry about you striking me, because then you're struggling to breathe against me.
Mm. What was that one we watched together there, Thomas? Was it one he won by? Was it a flying knee or just a regular knee?
By death, instantaneous
Yeah,
death.
it looked like the guy died.
Oh, the
Uh,
guillotine, yeah.
No,
no, it
the
was
knee, man.
yeah,
Oh,
Christ.
that one. Yeah,
yeah,
the knee, yeah.
dude. That was the first one we seen. I text you a minute later, like, give us more. That was fucking awesome.
That was my first one ever. Like I've never done that in a fight. Usually it's either by submission or it's by decision. I've never knocked anybody out like that. So I freaked out whenever it happened. Like I hit him and I saw his eyes roll back and I was like, okay, he's out. And then like I started celebrating, and then I like looked at him, he wasn't moving. I was like, oh God, I killed this man. So like I started freaking.
Oh, the panic, but at the same time, like it's not actually that.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
only time
that's
I've actually ever feared for a fighter in the octagon is when there's a second Ngannou and Stipe fight. It's when
Mm-hmm.
Stipe went down and Ngannou went to like like he went to hammer fist him, and it like hit his neck or something, because I truly believe if he had hit him in the face that Stipe would not be with us today.
Oh no. Either that or he would have his jaw like on the other side of his face. Because
yeah,
Nagano hits just it's cringy when he ever hits people.
yeah. Like he's the hardest hitter in the heavyweight division, and then along with that, it wasn't just like he bent down, got on his knees, and gave him an old tap on the head. He
Mm-hmm.
fucking just like whole body like torqued towards it while he's falling midair. So it was almost like a whipping action when he finally
Mm-hmm.
hit. It's
As a
just
terrifying man.
if that hit his nose, that guy would be noseless. If it hit
Mm-hmm.
like his chin, I swear to God, his jaw was going inverted. The first punch did that basically. You've seen the picture of the punch that got Stipe on the ground. Like his chin was basically just pushed in, and yeah, his face was mangled.
Man.
Um, yeah, I often say when we talk about fighters, like normally we've maybe like three or four get people on at the same time. I'd say if you put all four of us in there with him, we'd all die. Like I don't like if he's got regular Joe schmoes to try to take him on, gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Just a freak of nature.
Yeah, that's a fucking understatement. Jesus Christ.
yeah.
But you're a bantamweight now, yes?
Yes.
Or yes, and I gotta ask then, what you're not with UFC or Bellator? Which one of those two like organizations would you prefer to go into?
At this point I'd go either or, because looking at both bantamweight divisions, they are like some really good fights there.
Yeah,
It just seems like UFC is more like politicized. Like you have to sell yourself. Like you have to make them want to buy into you, and then you got to keep making everybody buy into you. Bellator is like they want to buy into you, but they also care more about your skill rather than like how much you talk.
mm,
So in a good day, I would love to have UFC be like, hey, let's fight or have you on here. But in all actuality, Bellator would probably be the best home for me, because I like the competition. I don't really like, politicizing everything. It's like, if we're gonna fight, we're gonna fight. I don't need to talk,
Mm.
all day long about it.
What about One FC? Isn't that a big one at the moment?
Mm-hmm. I
Have you
would
tried
fight
with
for
them?
one of them. I'd be interested in them because
Did they reach out to you or the other way around?
they reach out to us. So because they necessarily need somebody like a size or style wise to go for their person that they have building up or whatever. So they're like, hey, does you have a person that's ready at this weight? And I'm like, yeah, we have somebody. And then that's usually how people get to call up nowadays.
Yeah. But I suppose the formal way of doing everything is changing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, there was no formal way of Jake Paul getting into boxing properly. Like, he had to just start off with something stupid and then call out Ben Askren.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not about that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I still
They
love
got
the
to sell
series.
it. Mm-hmm. Drama sells, man, especially in the combat sports, because you have to pander to the drunk guy that's going to buy your ticket or the guy who wants to live through you. So if you can get that person, that's how you make your money. That's how you get your that's how you become viral. That's how all your stuff happens, just by way of talk. And we can thank Conor McGregor for that. So
Oh yeah. Well, he didn't start it.
Yeah, but he's
It's more like Chael Sonnen, and then
popularized the sport. Fuck ton, man. I mean,
yeah.
Conor McGregor is like the reason why the UFC is so successful today.
Rampage Jackson is quoted as saying that.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that he thinks Conor McGregor is the reason that UFC is on the map.
Yeah, because he brought in so many people, and like, who is this loudmouth dude? And then the next thing you know, he's knocking people out, and then people are like, oh, he's invincible, and then he knocks out the greatest featherweight of all time, and then next thing you know, he's just still riding high. It was good to see the sport grow, but I would love to see it grow in a different way.
We're on the same page there. Watching him fight sometimes hurts. It hurts more than him getting knocked down by Dustin Poirier. It hurts more than his shin getting broken. It's just awful to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're sitting there hoping, oh, that's our guy. Come on. Nothing.
Yeah.
Because
back in the day,
you started watching it. Like the majority of Irish people, like we're Irish. I'm not gonna lie. The first thing I ever watched combat sports wise was McGregor Aldo. I was on the hype train, and then next thing you know, skip a couple of years, and he's fighting Khabib.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think my introduction was the Chad Mendes fight. I only watched it after. Then nothing for ages. Then I went to your house, Thomas, and we watched Stipe versus Cormier. Was it the third one? Second one?
Trilogy fight. Yeah.
And we had massive debate among us at the time, like, who's going to win this one. And it's pretty sad to see DC not do too good. But yeah. It's a weird one because you fall into it in so many different weird ways. You might have fucking done a karate class when you were 12, and a while later you're like, I wonder what who's doing karate, and you see like the different martial artists and in the UFC. It's a fucking terrible example, but you get my point.
Yeah, I understand.
And when it comes to your disciplines, what kind of fighting styles are you into?
I really like wrestling. That seems to be really good background. It's really good it's really fun to watch. Like the Olympics, oh my God, it was so much fun to watch. It was really good to watch. I like any kind of wrestling. Jiu-jitsu is another one. And judo. I like judo. I don't really like fall into it, but I do like some of the stuff that judo does. And then glory kickboxing. I love watching those guys because the techniques are so crisp. It looks so effortless. I like that.
Yeah.
What about is sambo like a mixture of, is it jiu-jitsu and judo?
Have no fucking clue.
You ever think about going over to Dagestan, man? Get a couple lessons?
Oh God, no! They'd maul me, man. Like they would probably have like a 10-year-old that would just beat me to pieces.
They'd probably, their whole thing. They'd probably make you down to strawweight, man.
Yeah. Here, go with this 10-year-old right quick. See how good you are. I was like, oh God, I'm about to die.
You got Khabib, son, taking you down, submitting you first round.
That'll be something.
Fuck, man, that kid's gonna be scary, and I'd give him 5 years.
Yeah. So, have you only trained in like wrestling and striking then?
Yeah, like at my gym, we do everything. So our whole curriculum consists of doing it all, and we all blend it together. So it will sound cliche when I say it, but it's MMA. So our style is MMA. So you get to do everything from start to finish. You learn how to strike, and it translates to the wrestling, to the wall working, and to the ground fighting. So we get all of it every single day. So I guess I'm well versed in all of it. I just succeed very well in wrestling.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because you didn't say like jujitsu, and I was like, what? But I guess, yeah,
No.
you're doing everything, so it makes sense.
Mhm.
So what do you think is your biggest strength when you go in there? Just your wrestling?
I believe my wrestling is a really good thing, and I believe like the pace that I set. Like once, if I can get it in my head that I have to just go through you, and doesn't matter what you do, it tends to work for me. So like the pace and intensity that I set in the fight, that's probably my strongest point. I can strike with everybody, I feel really good at my striking. I feel, really good at my ground fighting. So it's more so my mindset going into the fight.
Yeah.
Which is a huge part of it, man. Is about your mentality, and you're dead right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's sometimes the thing that wins a fight. I know Kamaru Usman talks about his mentality, and that's the thing that helps him to win fights because he just believes in himself so much, which is cool. To hear.
Yeah.
And then the opposite of that is Jose Aldo versus McGregor.
Mm-hmm.
That guy was just beaten mentally. Like, that guy was broken going in. When he lost, he just went into the changing room and cried.
Yeah. Because he's never been to that point where someone's like, assassinated him mentally, and all he wanted to do was just destroy him. And you can't destroy somebody like that. You can't go in a fight with your emotions on high like that because you're doomed to fail. That's just exactly what it is. And Connor is made a killing off that of people just, being mentally weak. And then since we live in this day and age where the mental game is more important than the physical game, you can't play those mind games anymore with people. Like you can't. It's hard to do it. So you have to make sure that your mental skills and your physical skills is up to par with each other.
Mm.
And you've noticed that in his last couple of fights, him trying to deteriorate Floyd or Khabib or Dustin just didn't work out for him. These three guys, well, I just say those three guys are probably like have some of the toughest mentalities out there, but still, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that, like, in his recent fights he's lost, but he's done good enough to be like, maybe we should give him another chance.
Yeah.
Because you put him against Khabib, that was peak McGregor. That was McGregor at his finest, and he did pretty fucking good for against Khabib.
Yep.
Like, no one else could do that to Khabib.
No.
But in the end, it didn't go his way. He's the first person to win a round against Khabib. So,
Mm-hmm.
man, that should have been it. Just, I'm done. You scratched. You made a god bleed. You're done. And then with Dustin Poirier, like in the first match, it was like, or the second meetup. There's so many you almost forget. Like he did pretty good until he got beaten down. And the third one, I thought, geez, he's doing all right there. Oh shit, his leg just went out from him. What's going on there? And then it's fucking broken. But
Yeah,
I'm
that was.
sure in the fourth and the fifth and the sixth meetup, he'll do better.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to that.
Shit.
That was nasty seeing his leg break. Because you know how UFC is, whenever something like that happens, they have to show it 16 times in a row. And then they show it in slow motion. And like, it's one of those you just like cringe so hard.
Play by play of how bones break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, look at his foot fold. It's like, dude, stop showing it. Like, we get it. It's broken. Stop doing that.
But that's the memorable moment. So that's what they wanted it to be.
Yeah.
We actually, when we were watching your fight, we noticed that your leg kicks were pretty serious. Like, is that part of your process? You're trying to like get them weak in the legs and then get them on the ground and pummel them.
Yeah. The calf kick is something I just started working on not too long ago. So, and I've been watching a lot of calf kickers like Edson Barboza and Diego Lima do calf kicks, and I was like, and with it growing so much in the sport, I was like, well, I was I was one of the people that was doing it before it got too popular. So I was like, oh man, I need to start doing this way to slow people down because everybody's so heavy on their lead leg. So, if you can't put pressure on your lead leg, you can't really throw power off anything. So, yeah, that's what I targeted at, to get that leg tired to where they don't want to put pressure on it. And then after that, I can do what I want to do, which is more likely, like you said, take them down and pummel them.
I seen a guy lose by just giving up from calf kicks one time. The guy who tagged us in your post originally, he sent it to me and he said, like this guy went all out. So it was I think it was just a UFC fight night. Two lads going at it, and he kept going for the leg. Man falls down once, gets back up, trying to hide how sore it is. Falls on the second time. It's not enough for him to be told get back up and your man didn't dive down. But what he did is he grabbed the leg, he kind of pulled it in against his hip, and he punched it. He punched the calf.
Oh wow!
The calf had been kicked that much; it was just that fucked up, and then he decided to punch it. So,
that was stupid.
A game ender.
No, it's not smart at all. Why would his coaches let him do that?
He won. In fairness,
But still though, that's crazy.
It's cruel.
Okay, you play video games. You do boss battles and so on. When you see the big red mark on the target, and you're like, and it's going like, that's the kill shot, you go for it.
Absolutely.
And the big purple mark on this guy's leg was the kill zone, and he had to had to finish it. But you're right. It is a fucking dangerous move.
Yeah, I mean, kudos to him for winning, but good Lord.
Yeah, he mastered the leg kick. The poor other guy's probably never going to walk.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah. I would not want to be on the receiving end of one of those.
The big bantamweight fight coming up soon is Pierre versus Alderman. Who you got for that one, man?
And the only disputed champion of the UFC, Alderman Sterling.
I am a huge Alderman fan, and I love the guy to death, and I want him to win. But for some reason, I feel like Jan's going to do something to get him out of there.
Yeah,
and it won't be like a legal knee. It would be something to where he actually picks Aldo apart, because their last fight, that's all he did. There's nothing that Sterling could do that deterred Jan, and Jan was just putting a clinic on that poor guy. So I'm hoping Aljamain pulls through, but some reason is telling me that Jan's going to win.
Watching that fight live was so disappointing.
It was very disappointing fight.
Mm-hmm.
It was, because you never want to see a fight end like that, and especially a championship fight is just, it's disappointing to watch. But
it's pretty sickening.
I was hoping Aldo would win that first fight, and then that happened, and so I don't know who wins it, to be honest, because I think it's basically whoever wants it more this time. It's, do you want to keep the belt? Do you want to prove yourself, or do you want to get your belt back, kind of thing? And it'd be a big fight, and I mean, man, who knows? You might even be going up against them one day. See yourself going against either of those guys.
I think it'd be fun, to be honest with you. So I don't know. I just know if I ever went with either one of those two, me and Aljamain would be a wrestling match for sure. And me and Jan, it would just be a nasty dogfight. Like, both of us are cut up. Somebody's got somebody's eyes swollen. Dog tired. That's what it really is. Ultimately, that's a dog fight, because it's what you have to do with Jan. You can't fight smart, because dude throws hands hard. Every punch he throws, he tries to knock you out. So
yeah, he throws fucking bombs. That guy's he's swinging to kill.
Yeah.
It looked like Nate Diaz at the end, man. Blood all over your face going into a fight with him. I mean, basically happened to with Aldo, right? When they two of them fought, he was viciously ground and pounding him for the most of the fifth round before it was stopped maybe 2 or 3 minutes too late. Tough to watch, man.
Yeah, it's tough to watch.
But yeah, man, he's a phenomenal fighter, and to be honest, I think he gets it, and I think he's gonna reign as the champ there for, until you get there, to be honest, because I don't see anything.
Then they're fucked. Then they're gone.
Appreciate that. I gotta get there first. So.
There you go.
I'm
the
sure
hard
one
part.
day, man, UFC is gonna give you a call. If not UFC, definitely Bellator, man, because
Yeah.
I can see it
Take anyone.
in that fight with the knee, man. There's so much technique in that, and you just need to do what to do, instinct. And that's what a lot of fighters don't have. You know what I
Because
mean?
Mhm.
So
we thought your man striking was super fucking sloppy. Like this
Yeah.
guy was swinging with his full body, but in like a 1-2 combination. So it looked like he was like drowning and trying to swim. You know, it looked really really weird. But
Mhm.
you knew how to handle that. He got you once at the start, but then you dominated the rest of the round, and the guy was gone.
Yeah. It's usually what it takes. Is usually that first punch is a gauger for me, and be like, okay, how hard is he? What's he trying to do? Like, is he trying to put me out? Is he trying to set something up? So that's what usually tends to happen. So I know in my last fight, I got clipped, TKO. So I didn't come out there guns a blazing. They didn't go out there moving a lot. But the last two fights, yeah, I came out there, playing my game, hoping that I hit him a lot more than he hits me. So lesson learned from my last fight.
even
Funny
in
enough, I
that
didn't
fight
see
we
it.
watched, I pointed out to Jared, your takedown defense is phenomenal. Like it's very very hard to get you down, which is it's a good thing.
I suppose
Yeah.
when you're well versed in wrestling, that's going to be the case. So
Exactly. Yeah.
good on you. But besides us blowing smoke up your ass, what do you think is like your weakest bit in your arsenal? Like what do you got to work on?
Ultimately, it's probably myself. You can do all the 1,001 techniques, but if you can't believe in it, that's probably the worst part. So the mindset has to be on point at all times. You can't turn it off, when you want to, and you can't turn it on when you want to. It has to be on at all times. So I think that's the big thing that I struggle with. So it's not techniques, it's more so like, can you do this every single day? It's like, yeah, I can, but like I have to do it to where it's convincing, to where like every day I do it. So that would be me. That's just my point. That and keeping my hands up. That was it.
Not a bad one.
And do you normally get into later rounds, or are you kind of a first round guy?
I personally would like, second round. Like second rounds are like the rounds that I like, because the first round is full of adrenaline. Everybody's going crazy. They're all jacked up on whatever they took backstage. So yeah. And then you hit that adrenaline dump in the first round, that's when you get to tell who actually is skillful, who is, technically sound. That's when
Yeah.
you think start to happen. So usually second round or maybe third round, but I'm always trying to finish. So I either want to finish the person or you have to finish me. I don't want to do decisions anymore.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, there's very few fighters who kind of just go in guns blazing at the start anymore. Like Conor McGregor did really well with that initially. Francis
Mhm.
Ngannou started with it, and then when he had to go calm, and when he went calm, it was fucking scary.
Yeah.
Who else would be crazy in the first round?
Jorge.
Dustin
Jorge,
Poirier. Oh,
yeah.
he
Jorge. Uh, I don't know. There's a lot of people. What's his name?
was too.
AJ McKee. You know,
Yeah.
fucking crazy that guy. Fucking that fight was phenomenal. What did you happen to watch it?
Yeah, I did. I watched it live.
Great fight, man. He,
It was a really great fight. I feel like AJ McKee did everything perfectly with Pitbull. Like with Pitbull, you have to go forward. You have to stay in his face. You have to do exactly what AJ did. So you can't try to, you can't outstrike. You can't just make it a classic fight. Again, you gotta impose your will on him, because that's exactly what his game is. That's how you beat a bully. You go do bully things to a bully.
you're right. And I think the next one is I think they both want to move up and fight for the lightweight belt. So like,
Mhm.
Pitbull defend, AJ try to get it. Do you see it going any other different way? Do you think who makes the better adjustments? I mean,
I feel like it'll be a closer contested fight when they go 55.
yeah,
Now that Pitbull knows what AJ is going to do, and Pitbull has a really good team behind him, it will be a closely contested fight. It won't be a finish though. It will be down to the wire. It'll be a 15-minute fight, or not 15-minute, 25-minute fight.
yeah. And just for yourself, I mean, how much do you normally like go around at? Like, how much do you have to cut for your fights?
Like weight wise, I usually have to cut maybe 15 to 20 pounds, if that. But it's like a slow cut over the time. It's not like a hard. I don't go sit in the sauna for like 2 or 3 days straight. I taper off. Like I eat clean, and then once fight week starts happening, I only have to cut maybe about 5 pounds.
There's something pretty weird about the weight cuts. Like in the UFC, you see like the when they square off
Mm-hmm.
and like they look skinny as fuck, and then you see them in the cage the next day and they're massive. I noticed that with the recent Poirier versus McGregor, because Poirier's cheeks, you can see like the bones, and
Mm-hmm.
his skin looked really really thin like around his face, and guy was kind of swaying. But if you can do it, I guess it gives you an advantage.
Yeah. You see a lot of people who are so huge for their weight class, like they'll cut up, like they'll be big. So like with Dustin Poirier, he was training with Kobe Covington. Kobe Covington's a 170er, and Poirier fights at 55. So I mean, you have to think about how much is he really walking around at. You got to at least think he's walking around 75, maybe 80. So that's a lot of stress on your body, and that's where injuries come from. And then if you're not dialed into your diet, that takes life off your fight game. It takes fight off your career. So you have to do it smart. If people can, cut down that much and be healthy, hey, more power to you. I know I couldn't do it. I cut to 25 earlier in my fight career, and I was like, I can't do that no more. That hurt too much.
Flyweight.
Yeah, I
Christ.
could do it. I won't be a happy person to be around, but I could do it.
Shit. I know. Imagine as well that Poirier used to fight at featherweight as well. Like,
Yeah.
and I think he walks around at 183, so that's nearly 40 pounds off you in like fuck, man. The guy must have gone through hell and back for every single fight at featherweight.
Who's that now?
Poirier.
Oh, yeah,
Crazy.
but I suppose when you get older, like your natural weight kind of goes up.
I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why there's like a lot of young lads in the lower weight categories. Like if
Yeah.
McGregor went back down to, what was it, featherweight?
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck. Good fucking luck. How skinny he was when he did that. Like same as Poirier, I was saying, like you can see all the fucking bones in his face.
Yeah,
And
he looked sickly whenever he was at 45.
there was a point where he was at 4% body fat when he was fighting.
Ugh.
But the thing with him is like he doesn't have abs, so like you couldn't really
Yeah.
tell.
Mhm.
Kind of like The Rock in that way, where he doesn't have the abs. But yeah, it was really weird learning that that guy was at 4% body fat.
That's dangerous right there.
Oh yeah, anything below 10 is supposed to be dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your body and your organs and stuff can shut down.
Yeah, your dick doesn't work, so
Yeah.
yeah, dodge that one. What's more important?
Thanks for the advice, man.
All right. Yeah, he's got a point.
Don't know. But yeah, I I know it's so weird with some fighters that being able to do that, drop down the weight like that. It's just like being a machine. Like there's so many ways you could go into a fight with an advantage. Like if you just like cut a lot of water weight beforehand, like the sauna thing we're talking about, if you had a really low body fat percentage, you're gonna do pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
If realistically you got like the strength of a 170 and you're fighting in 145, that's fucking impressive. That's a big jump, but you get my
It
point.
is a big jump. It's a massive jump.
Yeah.
But it's everywhere. It's like in all sports until they figure out a way to clean it up until they add more weight classes, then this is always going to be a problem. Like we saw a lot of UFC fights where there was a couple of girls. Was it? No, it was one girl. She like fell off the scale because she couldn't hold herself up. Like she cut that much weight. I was like, and then they cut her. So like, not only did she almost like die, like end up cutting her from the UFC too. So I was like, you guys got to do better.
Yeah, because that's a practice they support.
Yeah.
So That's just ridiculous.
There's also
Yeah.
that one last month, Irene Aldana. She was off by 4 pounds
Mm-hmm.
because of I think her period. I'm not sure. But
Yeah, she was on a period, so
did you hear about
she stuck.
her opponent who she beat? She came out last week, and apparently she's 2 months pregnant.
Oh, the Kanich,
no.
Santos's
Yeah,
wife. Yeah.
like she was pregnant while fighting in the UFC.
Yeah, which makes that kid the youngest
Oh man, stop.
youngest person to fight inside of the octagon.
My teammate Shanna Young, she was pregnant, and whenever she made her UFC debut, I think. So
Really?
yeah,
That's scary.
and
That's
no
so
one knew it.
dangerous.
No one knew. So
That's the thing as well. Like if you don't know, what can you do?
Definitely.
yeah,
But I would not want to be kicked in the belly. Fuck.
absolutely not. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I got one more question before I think we'll end it up there. But like, man, there's a big bantamweight out there now, and he's claiming he's probably the best in the world. But what's your opinion on Sean O'Malley, man?
I
What do
want
you
to
think?
fight him.
You would.
Oh yeah, I want to fight him. I put my name in there whenever they was going around doing like who's gonna fight O'Malley, and like I put my name in there. I was like, I want to do it. Like, let me do it. So, and then watching him fight that Chris kid, I was like, you're really not as good as we thought you was. You just are just long, and then you just throw a lot. So your style just complements the people that you're fighting. So I would love to fight. I'd love to fight Sean O'Malley, especially since he's not going to like fight ranked people until he gets like a raise. He's like, I'm just gonna keep fighting people that are entry level. So well, let me fight you. So I'll
I'd love
take
to
your
see it.
spot and then be good.
That Chris guy, he fucking blew up out of nowhere.
Yeah, he did.
Like he wasn't even in the UFC beforehand, right? And then
Yeah,
suddenly he gets his face busted in by Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley broke his fucking fists punching this guy, and this guy is fucking exploded in fame because everyone's like, "Holy shit, this guy's still going."
yeah. Oh, he's tough. He's got iron chin. Blah blah blah. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
he's probably punch drunk right now, guys. So, well, yeah, he blew up. It only takes one fight to blow yourself up like that.
Mm.
Kudos to him for getting that fight.
In that little viral bit, and for him, it was. I think it's amazing. Like his best moment in his fighting career is getting punched in the face so much, he broke the guy's fist.
Yeah,
Like, skill. That's skill. Um,
It's
yeah,
actually rumored that the reason Conor McGregor broke his leg is because he actually tripped and fell on his face. Like
yeah.
punching his face.
I heard of
Like,
that.
poor guy. No wonder.
God bless.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
surprised he lasted a round.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
No, he's going places, but I'd love to see more stuff like that where they get guys outside of the organization, and hoping to God it's yourself, because in fairness, they got this whole one-eyed dragon thing they can go with, and that's an easy sell.
Yeah,
If they say there's a guy in here fighting with one eye and he just demolished this other guy, you know, that's an easy fucking sell. Like that was a big part for Michael Bisping after the fact when he said it. Like you're just so amazed he did it with the one eye. So I'm really impressed how well you've done fighting with just one eye, and I'd love to see you at a bigger promotion, and myself and Thomas maybe sitting up one night, having an old brewski and saying, That's our lad right
there you
there."
go.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to seeing you fight next anyway. When's your next fight?
I was hoping that I'll be fighting in September, but it don't seem like nobody's jumping at the bit, so I might have to wait it out and see what happens. So
Just scared.
that's usually what happens, man. Like people, they'll fight me and then they'll change their mind at the last minute. It's like I don't want to do it. I changed my mind. So we just keep waiting and keep training and keep waiting.
You'll get
Well,
there,
that's
my
all you
guy.
can do.
Yeah,
I'm sure you're gonna get a good one soon. But let us know, genuine. Let us know when you do. We'll post a bit about it and we'll make sure to give it a watch.
we will definitely will do that. I'll tag you guys in and all that good stuff.
Good lad.
Mhm.
All right. So if people want to check you out, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Dre Miley MMA 135, and you can find me on Twitter. No, the one like the number. I Dragon Dre on Twitter. I'm usually on there So talking to people, stirring the pot sometimes. So feel free to follow me there. And then on Facebook, it's just regular Dre Miley personal page. You can find me on there. Talk shop, whatever you guys want to do. So I'm pretty responsive to everybody.
Yeah, you're super responsive with us. And in fairness, we only like sent our first message to you yesterday, and we're on today. So that's how responsive he is, ladies and gents. So if you want to check him out, you know where to find him. And if you got this far in the podcast, fair play to you. With a good old chat today. So take it handy, good luck, and bye bye.